It was a day unlike any other, a day when the skies above the Sea of Galilee, usually a serene expanse of blue, began to darken with ominous clouds. The disciples, seasoned fishermen who had spent their lives on these waters, sensed the change. The air grew heavy, charged with the scent of an impending storm, as the wind began to whip the surface of the sea into a frothy, churning cauldron. Jesus had spent the day teaching the multitudes, speaking in parables that unveiled the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. As the evening approached, he said to his disciples, "Let us go over to the other side." With trust in their hearts, the disciples guided the boat out from the shore, leaving the crowds behind. The gentle lapping of the waves against the hull provided a soothing rhythm, and soon Jesus, weary from his day's labor, lay down at the stern of the boat and fell into a deep sleep. The sea, however, had other plans. What began as a gentle breeze quickly escalated into a violent storm. The wind howled through the rigging, and the waves, growing in ferocity, crashed against the boat, sending torrents of water over the sides. The disciples, though accustomed to the capricious nature of the sea, found themselves battling against a force far greater than any they had encountered before. Their boat, once a sturdy vessel of hope, was now at the mercy of the storm, tossed about like a leaf in a tempest. Panic set in. The darkness of the night was pierced only by flashes of lightning that illuminated the terror on the disciples' faces. The boat was filling with water faster than they could bail it out. The realization dawned upon them that they were in grave danger of sinking. In their desperation, they turned to Jesus, still asleep in the stern. Shaking him awake, they cried out, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" Their voices were a mix of fear and frustration, echoing the chaos around them. How could he sleep through such a storm? Did he not understand the peril they were in? Jesus, awakened by their cries, stood up and surveyed the scene. His gaze, calm and steady, cut through the storm like a beacon of light. He raised his hand, and with a voice that carried both authority and peace, he rebuked the wind and said to the waves,
"Quiet, be still!"
In that moment, the wind died down, and the sea became perfectly calm. The raging storm, which had threatened to engulf them, was silenced at the command of the one who had spoken it into existence. The disciples stood in stunned silence, their eyes wide with awe. The transformation was so immediate, so miraculous, that they could scarcely believe what had just happened. The sea, moments ago a roiling mass of chaos, now lay as smooth as glass beneath the moonlight. Jesus turned to his disciples, his expression gentle, yet probing. "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" His words pierced their hearts, revealing not just their fear of the storm, but their lack of trust in him, even after all they had witnessed. As they continued their journey across the now peaceful waters, the disciples whispered among themselves, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." They had seen Jesus heal the sick, cast out demons, and teach with unparalleled wisdom. But this was a demonstration of divine power that left them questioning the very nature of the one they followed. The storm on the Sea of Galilee was more than just a natural phenomenon. It was a divine test, a moment designed to reveal the depth of the disciples' faith and the true identity of Jesus. In calming the storm, Jesus not only saved his disciples from physical danger, but also demonstrated his authority over all creation, reassuring them that no matter the tempest they faced, he was in control. This story, told and retold through the ages, continues to speak to all who face the storms of life. It reminds us that even when the waves threaten to overwhelm us, when fear grips our hearts, we can turn to Jesus, who with a word can bring peace and calm to our troubled souls. For he is the Lord of all creation, and in his presence, even the fiercest storm must bow.